We have several questions that address some recent changes in your campaign staff. Would you please explain to the audience the changes that you've made, why they came about, and do you think that that affects or portends the kind of governing strategy that you would bring to the office should you be elected?
Well, these sorts of questions, I think, come with the double standard of being the first of anything, and first woman in our state, which is, wholly our responsibility to make happen. But what I find out is the bigger you become in name and recognition, and I've been told, we are a nationally recognized leader, and people are really looking to us across the world to make a difference, not only in our state, in our country, but literally across the globe. I find that there's a lot of responsibility in that. And so when there are small little shifts, which are very common, people will certainly exploit that shift. But in all due respect for those who come through, we get thousands of people who volunteer, we get hundreds of people who want to work for the campaign. So it's naturally, of course, very common to have any kind of shift like this happen. And of course, across the country, I'm really thankful that people have reached out and said, yes, this happens to all of us, and for myself, I'm very big on ensuring that leadership is representative of not only my campaign, but the state of Idaho. So anytime there is anyone who does not stick to the good message that my campaign represents, then of course they're going to have to look elsewhere.
So as a follow-up, Ms. Jordan, the changes you've made, in your view, promote more representation of the Idaho view on political issues. Is that what you're indicating?
Absolutely. It's about leadership in this campaign and ensuring the integrity of everyone.
Right. Okay, thank you. Shifting gears slightly, some wonder about the funds that you've been able to raise here in Idaho and out of state. Could you comment on the status of your fundraising and where your contributions are coming from?
Good. I hope this is the same question you will ask my opposition as well, in all due fairness. Clearly, everything is above ground, and thank goodness for Senator John Peavy, who is my treasurer, because he was one who helped promoted in his day and age the transparency of our finance laws and any contributions given to campaigns. Because of that reason, we will clearly have reports that will come out and will show where every single dollar is coming from. In fact, money does come from Idaho. We've had over 12,000 people contribute. On average, $40 per person. Some people $5. I had someone give $3. Someone gave $5,000. They maxed. That's just average for a campaign, and thank goodness everyone across the country is contributing in some way or another, because Idaho needs a lot of help. We're up against special interest groups and corporations, very wealthy individuals, and people, not only our neighbors in the Northwest, people everywhere in the world and the country, while they're not only watching and supportive of, that you'll see where the dollars are coming from. But clearly a very clean run campaign. We are very transparent about everything. So I do implore that people look at those reports on both sides so that you are more comfortable with where these dollars are coming from.
Okay, thank you. In a related matter, we have a couple questions asking about your practice, or your campaign's practice, of asking campaign aides to sign non-disclosure agreements. Can you comment on why that was done and your rationale?
Gosh, you all really lean on Cynthia Sewell's. The media really lack integrity with the Statesman. It's unfortunate, but given that the lack of integrity has certainly misconstrued the reality of everything, the non-disclosure agreements. I mean, does anyone know what those are? Are you guys familiar with those? Those are very common. Actually, I did not apply them in my primary. I didn't think those were necessary. Coming through the general, one of my senior consultants has recommended that NDAs, because they're very common in campaigns, should be applied. But what is not conveyed in non-disclosure agreements is that, or for those who may not be familiar, is that anyone can comment. Although some people say that it's closed doors. Not the truth. But people should look into the history of that. I know that there are a lot of campaigns here in Idaho who do that. And if you actually look at the history, even